raise your hand if you got beat up by someone. Okay, nobody. Okay, but that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about the Cultural Revolution in China. So based on the interview of my grandpa and the research online, so I found out that the Cultural Revolution is a dark history of China and that affect the people dramatically. And my grandpa tried everything possible to make through it. So in this presentation, I'm going to talk about the background information about the Cultural Revolution, what happened, and at the end. So and then how my grandpa make through this. So now I'm going to begin to talk about the background information. So according to the Britannica Encyclopedia by Libertel, he said that the Cultural Revolution is began with 1966 to 1976. So the main goal of the Cultural Revolution is to remove the capitalist element from the Chinese society by applying the further current socialism, which means communism. It's often through the violent means, which means that beat up by someone and the all violence you can think of. And in order to separate the mao's thinking, they formed a group called Red Guard. So my grandpa, when he was still in high school, he called by the government and then he joined the group of Red Guard. And then he was so proud of it at the beginning because he can show his heart of the patriot. So now I'm going to talk about what happened in the Cultural Revolution. So the Red Guard started called the personality for Chairman Mao, and then it's kind of brainwashed to everyone's brain. And then they're gonna beat up the people who are not obey Chairman Mao's thinking, and then do something like criticize. So my grandpa at the beginning, he was destroyed the four old things, which means which is old habit, old culture, old custom, and old ideas. And then my grandpas were ordered to beat those stuff and then destroy those things. And then I'm going to show you the clip and then give a what's the idea about it.
All ideas contrary to Mao's thinking and the objects that represented them had to be destroyed. Not just Confucianism and Buddhism, but even more so foreign faiths like Christianity. Throughout the country, churches were closed, clergy unfrocked, religious symbols smashed. The statue of the Virgin Mary was replaced by a portrait of Mao.
So this is the background about it. But one day, my grandpa was ordered to kill someone who disobeyed the Chairman Mao's thinking, but my grandpa refused to do it. So he got beat up by his member of the Red Guard, and then he caught by the jailer. So now I'm going to talk about what happened to the end, and then what my grandpa planned to do. So the Cultural Revolution ended with Mao's death. So my grandpa, what he planned to do before the end is to escape to Hong Kong. At this time, Hong Kong was owned by the Great British government. So he thinks he can get the protect from there. So he used everything he can to buy the boat and then make the escape to Hong Kong. But since he's still the member of the Red Guard, so he can escape to the Canton province easily. But in the Cultural Revolution that leads to the two groups who are trying to fight for the next chairman's seat. So there's the two groups. One group is called Gang of Four, and the other group is led by Deng Xiaoping. And then apparently Deng Xiaoping went to fight, and then he became the second leader of China, and then he started to restore the China. So I have talked about what happened, and then the background information, and then what is the end of the Cultural Revolution, and how my grandpa trying to make through it. Since the Cultural Revolution is the history of China, and then everyone is suffered, and then even many people were dead, but my grandpa, he still believed that don't give up, and then try everything possible to make through it. And that's what it's life about. That's my presentation.